Hello friends, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about reflectors. And reflectors have a very special place in my heart because our sun is reflector. There's only 1% of reflectors in the world. And they come here to reflect us, our society, and mainly they come here to uplift us as the whole human species. Reflectors have a sensitive and permeable aura, and they are absorbing and amplifying the energies around them. This sensitivity allows them to act as the barometers of the collective energy, providing the valuable insights into the state of the community they are part of. Reflectors thrive in a community that supports their need for authenticity, freedom, and diversity. So let's start with an enlightened reflectors. First of all, reflectors are like dandelions. They're like this flower that if you can blow on the flower, it flies and it dances through life. And that's how reflectors should be living. But is our society made for them? Absolutely not. That's why they struggle and suffer the most. Because enlightened reflector, for example, it got to 5 interviews, and after 30 days, finally, it made a decision that yes, it likes this job, it wants to start a job. It goes to work, but then 30 days later, reflector realizes that it doesn't like this job, and reflector then should quit and move on with his life. Because what makes reflector very unique is that they are not depending on the sun's planet to make a decision like we are. Generators, manifesting generators, projectors, and manifestors. We fully depend on the sun's planet. Reflectors, on the other hand, fully depend on moon. And moon changes 28 to 29 days. And so if you go on a date, please know, if you're a reflector, that you are not very clear if you actually like this person that you went on a date. You need 28 to 29 days to realize, do you want to go on the second date with this person or not? If you got on the interview, you still don't know whether you want to take this job or not. Generator will probably know in a day or two, maybe immediately. But for you reflectors, yes, this is a really difficult challenge because our society is not made because this employee or this guy or a girl will be waiting for you to call him back in 2-3 days and ask him on a second date, or for you at least to say yes to the second date. But you need 30 days. And your job is to be authentic, that you take time to give the decision with regards to job or a date or even purchasing a house or a car. 30 days. Also, please know that if you're a reflector, that you always gotta look inward and allow yourself to feel. Are you interested in this place? Are you excited? How do you feel there? And if you're not excited, if it's not interesting, you can walk out of the party, you can walk out of this job, you can walk out of this movie that you just bought ticket to and just leave. Yes, this is how important it is for you as a reflector. When you're in front of the person, because you have all the centers that are clear and open, that means if you're sitting next to the person who is depressed or anxious, you fully gonna absorb their energy and then show them the depressed or anxious person. And that's why sometimes it feels very uncomfortable to be in front of a reflector, because you think you're sitting with a depressed or anxious person, but in reality, they're just reflecting you. They're the mirror of you. I remember during 2020, our son was expressing on his face state of confusion, fear, and his body was tense. He was expressing the feeling and emotional well-being of mine and my husband's, because we were very confused, scared, uncertain what's going on, especially the first 2 to 4 weeks when the COVID just began, and we were watching news, and then quickly we realized how it impacts us, but mainly how it impacts our 5-year-old, that is reflecting our emotional state of being. And he was clearly reflecting 24/7 our state of fear and even frustration that we are not certain what's going on in the world. So this is how reflectors are. They're very sensitive and they absorb the energy of you, especially if you are the parent or if you are the partner, and then they reflect it back to you. So if you have a child who is a reflector, please know that they are 24/7 reflecting how you are feeling. There's nothing wrong with your child if you see that they're in rage, angry, anxious, or depressed. They're reflecting you, parents. And so for you as a reflector, if you're entering the community or a group of people that are struggling, angry, anxious, depressed, confused, whatever that they're dealing with, you will be absorbing all of their energy. And then you're heading home confused. Why are you feeling angry, guilty, depressed, or anxious? Because you were with a group of people that feel this way. And so for you reflectors, it's so important to just listen to how you feel. Are you excited? Is this interesting for you? Are you feeling good? And if you're not, walk out of there. Our son is the perfect example. He calls his friend, they start chatting, he is laughing, he's having a good time, he continues talking to that friend. And then sometimes they have a group of kids that join their chat, and all of a sudden somebody else shows up and they're moody and start talking about how bad is their teacher, how bad was their date, and our son, oh, I gotta go, I want to eat lunch, bye. And he does it without even realizing it, that somebody is coming into a group chat that is negative and moody and start to saying all of the negative things that happen throughout the day. He usually has no room and energy, especially if it's from the friend that he is not connects and bonds well. So for you reflectors, if you're an adult, allow yourself a luxury to live like a reflector like that. You are like this again, flower, dandelion. You're flying out from the person, from the job, from the activity that you are not excited or enjoying. And that's why reflectors are usually freelancers. Because you are like manifestor, you're not generator or projector, you don't have a sacral center, you don't have the battery that is charged up. You cannot work like a generator 6 or 8 hours a day. You don't have that battery. So you can work not for somebody who is telling you what to do. You cannot have employees who will be doing what you're telling them to do, because you are not meant to be a manager like projector or manifestor. You are not there to follow somebody's lead either. You're just freelancer that is connects to what you're excited and happy about it. And your main thing is to communicate or reflect the knowledge that you have. A simple, again, example is our son. He's only 9 years old, but he's passionate about gymnastics. He's passionate about magic. He's passionate about gaming. He jumps to learn about the games that he's learning, and then he goes on a YouTube channel and just shares with the whole world. And yes, he is only 9 years old. He already has 13,000 subscribers, and he has some of his videos have 9.5 million views. And in the process, as he recording his videos, he's having a blast and fun. And so our reflector is constantly teaching me and husband, and his mojo for life is, Mom, just relax. Don't worry about this. Dad, don't cut the grass. You can do it next weekend. Just have a good time. Let's watch a movie. So what reflectors do, they flow through life. They're enjoying themselves. They have such a light energy. If they are not absorbing the energy of people next to them, who are again sad, lonely, depressed, or anxious, They're just the light of the party who are just there to enjoy life and relax. So if you're a reflector, some famous people, by the way, who are reflectors were Michael Jackson and Sandra Bullock, and I will even mention Dostoevsky. I know you don't know Dostoevsky probably, but maybe Crime and Punishment will tell you something about it. If we're looking at Michael Jackson gone through so much traumas in his childhood, and as he is growing up, we can look at him. With all of this plastic surgery, we're not clear. Is he a man or a woman? Obviously he's a man, but his face, his sound of his voice sounded so feminine. If we're looking at his skin, we're not clear, is he black or he's white? Because of, again, sicknesses or plastic surgery, we're not clear. But he represents insecurity of a society in general in United States. Michael Jackson follows what he's really passionate about it, and look how successful he is. So reflector can never follow something that is popular or because it's profitable. Reflectors gotta just do something that they really love. And then there's no barriers to how high they can climb and become really successful. And so if you allow a reflector to follow their own path and their journey, they become really happy doing what they're really meant to do. Please know that reflectors are naturally born wise. And sometimes also reflectors are called like the aliens on the planet Earth, because they are above all other signs in the human design, meaning they are very wise, highly conscious, and a lot of times they're already born enlightened. If they're in the right environment with the right parents, they're going to continue expanding to enlighten us. And so when you're sitting next to the reflector, please know that they again reflect you, and they have this power sometimes to say something that it might hurt because they're so honest and authentic. And please take reflectors' phrases seriously, because if you will look into their deep comments, you can already see yourself deep in authenticities, discovery about you. Sometimes our son makes comments that my husband and I sit, think, and talk about it for days. It's like having a child who is this little guru at age 3, 5, or 7. They will be asking you very deep and powerful questions or sharing some of their observations. And again, don't think something is wrong with your child. They're just, again, cosmically different and like aliens themselves. And so you just gotta cherish and appreciate your reflector child if you have reflector children. If you're with reflector partner, please know that if they are abusive, angry with you, they're just reflecting you. Somewhere you're either passive aggressive with them or abusive emotionally with them or neglecting them, and sooner or later they're going to reflect it back at you, because the reflector again has all the clear centers, and so they are just reflection and the mirror of you. And again, for some people it feels very uncomfortable because not everybody is ready to look at their dark side. And reflectors, like no one else, are reflecting that back to you. So my friends, if you're this rare jewel and you're a reflector that is again just 1% of us on this planet, please know that you're not meant to work in corporate America or just a regular job. Start listening to yourself and discovering what is your strength, what you came here for, so you can start translating it to others. And if you will do that, reflectors never have difficult time making money. They don't even pay attention to money. Money easily comes to them. Our son, as a 9 years old, has his YouTube channel and he's already starting to make money. This is how easy the money flows to them if they follow their true, authentic self. So please remember that you are here to enlighten us, to awaken us, if you're just dancing through life like Dandelion. With that said, namaste, my friends.